What's up, y'all? Hope y'all are doing good. So, y'all, today's video is going to be for those of you who have ever been cheated on or had an experience with cheating. If you have, you understand that it can be very traumatizing. It can really impact your mentality, especially on your views of love, on relationships, of, other men, other women, whatever, whoever you date. And it can be devastating to your life because it really, I was cheated on, y'all, when I was younger. And I had never experienced that before. It was a new kind of pain when it happened. Looking back now, I see the red flags. I know really what to look for. And it kind of helps me steer clear of, getting myself back into that situation again. And also, I learned some valuable lessons about that, about myself, about other people. And, those lessons have stuck with me, and I've carried them forward from, to my new relationships and, and up into my 30s now, because this happened when I was in my early 20s. My life was a little wild back then, and I had a lot going on. But it's like, I remember, y'all, when I was a teenager, hearing things about people being cheated on and stories like in my family of us talking about stuff and, how I knew it was wrong. I knew people shouldn't do it, but it's like you never really think it's going to happen to you. And I didn't expect that to happen to me. And so when it happened, it really just it really stuck with me. And I really became very insecure after that. I had trouble in my next relationships because of my self-esteem, because I was always wondering and worrying in the back of my head, am I good enough? Are they looking at somebody else? Are they talking to somebody else? And and what's bad, y'all, is people will do stuff like that to someone. Like they will cheat on somebody and really drag them through hell and back with it. But then when the person is traumatized about it and they begin wondering and questioning, are you talking to somebody, or, are you looking at them? Then they want to call you crazy. But, when you cheat on somebody and that person does not deserve it, does not expect it, and is not doing that to you, that is so wrong, because you can really, really hurt somebody bad from doing that. Because when it happened to me, it hurt me. It hurt me very bad. Looking back on it now, I can still kind of feel some of the emotions that I felt when I went through that. And it's just, it's something, it stuck with me for a very long time. And I've gotten over it a lot lately. Yes, I still wonder about cheating. Oh, am I going to be cheated on again? Or is this going to happen? And, but I think that's just human nature. But, y'all, if you feel like you are being cheated on, it can really mess with your head. And, some of it I feel like can just be a result of paranoia, because I used to be paranoid about that, because I didn't want to feel that pain again. I didn't want to have to go through that. I guess it was a way for my mind trying to protect itself from having to get back into that situation. But y'all, and the problem with in today's world is cheating is so, oh Lord, it's so easy to do. All you have to do is get your phone, download. They have several apps, whether you're gay or straight or whatever, there's easy access to talk to other people, very easy access to send pictures and, just to stay in contact with people. And especially, there's ways that you can hide it now. They have these private messaging things, and, it's crazy to me. And a lot of people have different definition of what cheating is, and this video is just going to be going by, what my definition was and what my partner's definition of cheating was, and how that was broken and how that was betrayed. Looking back, mine and his, our definition of cheating was any kind of, inappropriate talk, any kind of inappropriate physical touch, sexual relations between me or him and another person. That's what we consider cheating. And y'all, I look back on that time, and it's like he was very paranoid all the time when we were together, wondering if I was cheating on him. He would go overboard with it and just always wanting to look through my phone, always questioning me, always making comments about things that I wore. And I just could not understand it, because I was not cheated on him. I had no intention or interest in doing that. And I couldn't figure out why he kept feeling that way. Well, and it just kept on, and I just thought, well, maybe he's just worried, and, maybe it's my job to make him feel better. But it's like no matter what I did, he still would be questioning, and still, asking me, where are you at, where are you going, who are you with, and just being very, just interrogating over everything, and just always wondering, looking around to see if I was looking at somebody or if somebody was looking at me, and it was insane. And looking back on that, I realize now he was like that because the whole time he was doing that and acting that way towards me, he was on his phone and had a whole nother, another guy that they were basically together. I mean, they were, I actually went through his phone because someone told me. It was a friend of mine back when I was in college. She said, Dylan, she said, something is not right about this because he just seems it makes him look suspicious. And, at first I tried to ignore that. I was like, he's not cheating. But then I finally thought, well, maybe there is some truth to this. And when I went and looked and when I found out, I was absolutely blown away by what I saw. The pictures that I saw, the things they were saying to each other, it was almost like he was somebody that I just no longer knew. And it felt like everything had been nothing but one big lie. And I didn't even know how to process that. I didn't know if I should stay. I didn't know if I should go. And in my situation, in my circumstance, I stayed. But eventually, I guess the hurt from it and the betrayal, and just it's the betrayal and the circumstances of our relationship. It was too much for me. And I thought, I just don't want to live my life worrying like this about somebody. Because he also had a very bad temper and could be very controlling. And I just sit and told myself, I was like, Dylan, do you really want to live like this for the rest of your life? Do you really want to be worrying if he is out talking to other people or if he is, cheating or just lying to you behind your back? And, I said no. So eventually, yes, I left. But y'all, if you feel like you are being cheated on now, it's important. You need to honor those feelings and to really kind of, dig deep in yourself and ask yourself questions about it, because, some of it can just come down to anxiety, especially if you've been cheated on before. But, your gut will tell you the truth. And if you know in your gut something is not right, I think it's best to approach your partner about it. And that is so much easier said than done. I understand, because, walking up to somebody and being like, hey, are you cheated on me? I mean, it's not easy to do. It's not fun to do. It's not anything anybody wants to do. But it's important, you really need to try to work through that, because it will eat you up if you don't address the way you're feeling. It will eat you up, and it will really put a damper, and it will really put a dent in your relationship, and it will cause you to suffer. And also, y'all, when I was cheated on, my self-esteem after that was shot. I mean, I felt like crap about myself, because the guy that he was talking to was everything that I wasn't. He was, I don't know, he looked completely different. He had a completely different sense of style. He had a completely just different look and different vibe about him, and it was nothing like me. And so, it kind of led me to think, am I not good enough? Did he never really like me, and he's just with me because he feels bad for me because he doesn't know how to end it. And, it really led me down a rabbit hole. And y'all, when I finally found out about it, the emotions I felt, they were very much up and down for a while after that. When I first found out, of course, I cried. I cried a lot. And I'm not much of a crier, and I don't like crying in front of people. It really takes a lot. And that, that was one thing that I could not hold the tears back. And, it's like after I cried a little bit about it, I became very angry. And now I truly understand how people can be pushed over the edge and can snap on somebody, because I don't think I have ever been that mad at someone in my entire life. I was absolutely just enraged and just so angry at him that it's almost like it overpowered me, and I just had to walk away and take time away from him, because I seriously thought, I am going to end up getting put in jail or something if I don't get away from him. But, and also, y'all, at the same time, I don't feel like in every situation, if you're cheated on, you should always leave. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that, and that's okay, because we all have had our different circumstances and different experiences. But, I do know people in my life that they actually have cheated on their partner. And, it really was it was a one-time thing. It was just a bad mistake. And, they managed to stay together with their partner and work it out. And, they're happy in their relationship again. They're happy in their marriage. They extended their family and had children together, and everything's just as smooth as it can be. It's it's stuff that happened maybe when they first had got together when they were very young, and the cheating happened, and then it was confronted, and they really forgave them and just moved on, and they're thankful for that because they really have built a great life. But y'all, and there are some people though that I feel like are just cheaters, like they're not going to change. There's just some people out there, they are just not satisfied and content with having attention from one person. They need it from multiple people, and they need it all the time, and they need that in order to feel good about themselves. Those are the people that you want to stay away from, because those people will drag you through hell and back. Because I've been with one. I know what it's like. They're just not happy people, and they will drag you down with them. And they have no sense of remorse. It's just narcissistic, really. They have no sense of remorse, and they feel no guilt. It's like I remember, y'all, when I got cheated on, it's like I was he admitted to it, but it's like I was just supposed to get over it and forget about it and never to want to talk about it. I was just supposed to get over it. And then, I would be fine, and something would bring up the memory, and I would get upset again. And then he would look at me like, "Oh, you're crazy. You need to get over it." And it's cruel. That's all it is. It's just cruel. And people like that, I feel like they truly have a mental problem. They need to see a psychiatrist. They need a therapist, because I just don't know how someone could do that to someone they say that they love. But unfortunately, it happens every day, and it's always happened, and it will always continue to happen after this. But it is up to us. We need to watch out for ourselves. We need to really try our hardest to get to know someone before we get involved in a serious relationship, before we move in together, before you get married, have children, all those big life steps. You really need to make sure that you know someone, or at least think you do. At least think you've done the best you can before beginning a new chapter with them. And I look back and I wish I would have done that. With a couple of people, actually. I wish I would have really gotten to know them a lot better than what I did. Because when you first meet someone, you're in love, and, everything's you got all the butterflies, and everything just seems perfect, and you're blind to all their faults. You're blind to all their, the flaws that they have. I know people do change. Some people, once a cheater, always a cheater. Some people will always be cheaters, but I don't necessarily think once someone does it, they always will be a cheater. Because like I said, people make mistakes. A lot of people make drunken mistakes at a party or something, and, make the wrong choice, and then they sober up and wake up the next day, and they're just, can't believe what they've done. They've come to you, they've admitted it, and that takes balls to be able to admit to your partner that you've done that. And I think those are the people that really, they have a good heart, and they really won't do it again to you. Because if they can come up to you and confess about it and not lie to your face, that person, they have good intentions, and there is, you can make progress with somebody like that. But, some of these people out here, y'all, and you need to look into people's past. I know your past is your past. People change. I understand that. And this is not me being judgmental or judging someone from their past. But if you know for a fact that you have met someone and their whole life has been relationship to relationship to relationship, and they've jumped from one person to another and to the next person, and in the past that they have cheated on several of their partners, you really need to take that in consideration. Has this person really changed? What is the likelihood that they will do this to me? Because if they've done it to other people, y'all, they will do it to you too, unless they have had a serious change of heart. And you cannot make someone change. They have to want to do it on their own. Because I have tried to change many people in my life, especially like when I was younger and young and dumb and stuff. oh Lord, it was just a mess. And I just ended up driving myself crazy trying to change some of these people. But all right, guys, y'all, thanks for watching this video. Like I said, if any of this information you got from this video, I really hope it could help someone, just kind of help someone better their life, better their relationship, just to do anything like that. That's the whole purpose of this channel, is to help people. So, all right, guys, y'all have a good week. It was nice being back on here, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.